Welcome back. It's your girl Passion, and today we're going to do our nails of the week. So here you see I got my supplies all ready, and we are going to go ahead and get started. Um, I am going to show you here that the LA Girl nails are the ones that I'm going to be wearing this week. This is just a pretty Barbie pink with all the Barbie talk out now. I thought that would be a good color to use for winding down the summer. I'm just showing you there the name of that color, which is one that I thought was really cute. And we're going to see how these work out for us this week. So I'm getting ready to start. You're going to see that I'm going to start by dehydrating and cleaning my nails. Before I do that, I'm going to show you here. This is the glue that I'm going to use. This is the Kiss Power Flex glue. The nails here come with glue in the package, but I had that new Kiss glue and I just wanted to kind of see how it worked. I'm not really interested in growing my nails out, so you see here that I'm just trimming them down a little bit from the last set that I had. They grew out just a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and cut those off. We're going to go ahead and do that and come back. So now we're back and we've already trimmed the rest of those nails, as you can see there. I do have a little bit of residue from the last set, so we always want to start by making sure those nails are good and clean after we've washed our hands. So here is what I'm going to use here, this 100% pure acetone. So this is going to help me to rid any leftover residue, as well as clean and do a initial dehydrating of the nails. I love that little push top bottle. I've just about used this up, but the good thing about this bottle is that I'll be able to go back and refill it and keep using it. So we just got that cotton. We're going ahead and trying to get as much of the oils off of the nails as we can, from natural oils to build up from lotions and all those types of things that will tend to kind of make those nail beds extra oily. So we've gotten all that done. Okay, so next I'm going to use this little file that I got off of Amazon. This is a rechargeable file. I love this one. I do have an e-file, but when I have a choice to choose between the e-file and this one is usually the one that I choose. So what I'm doing here is just trying to get that shiny layer off of my nail. So I'm just barely touching the nail bed. I'm also making sure in the process that I get as close to the cuticle line as I can, because any of that cuticle skin that lies at the base of the nail bed, if you don't remove that, then that can cause lifting as well. I'm also going to make sure that I get that old residue that was left from my last set, kind of like that sticky layer of glue that's left on a few of those nails. I'm going to make sure that I get that off in the process as well. So now we're going on to the other hand, and this step is really crucial because that if you don't remove that shiny layer, that definitely affects your bonding of your glue. Doing this step and making sure that you take your time and do it properly, I can get at least 2 weeks of wear out of my nails. Usually they go a little bit longer than 2 weeks, but because I like to change my nails up so often, I'll end up probably soaking these off at week number 2. But I usually don't have a real problem with lifting or losing any nails during that 2-week process. And I'm hoping this new Kiss glue does as well as the glue that normally comes in the Kiss packets. I usually use that pink glue that comes with the Kiss nails, and it holds at least 2 weeks for me because I take my time and make sure I do a good prep. So now here I'm getting to the last of the drill on that hand. So we're gonna do this last one, getting all of that extra shine off of there. And remember, this is just barely touching the nail bed. What we don't want to do, even though I'm really not trying to grow my nails, I still want to have healthy nails. So we don't want to damage them in the process. So now I'm taking this little cuticle pusher and I'm pushing the cuticles back. This cuticle pusher is just one from the nail supply store. I think I probably spent no more than $1.50 on this. So you can pick this up at any beauty supply store. And I'm just taking my time and going through each one of those nails and making sure that I get all of that cuticle pushed back. You can see there that there was some cuticle on the nail bed at the base of that nail, so you definitely want to get all of that up, because that is where a lot of people experience lifting in that area, and the reason is because they omit this step or they don't really do a thorough job of this step. But you just want to take your time making sure that you are getting all of that cuticle pushed back. So we are going to do that. You want to make sure even on the side of the nail that you're getting it off, not just at the base of the cuticle, but even on the sides. Sometimes you will have skin to grow on the sides, so make sure that you're also getting the sides as well. So we're just going to continue with that until we can get all of those done. And I don't have a lot of work to do in this step, just because I already got some of that removed with the drill on the previous step. But as you can see, we're still not going to omit it. Okay, so now what you see me doing is on the other end of that, there is a little scraper right there. So I'm just going to take that, and so now you just see me removing some of the cuticle with the scraper instead of using the little clippers, which I don't feel that I am skilled enough to use. So we're just going to go around there and keep removing the cuticle with that scraper. And now I'm just showing you how they look as I'm getting all of that cuticle off of there. Going on to the second hand, getting it off of there. Trying to show you as close up as I can so you can actually see that we're also getting it off of the side. Now, if I were skilled enough, I would be using the clippers to kind of go around there. But of course, I am not going to do that for risk of possibly messing up my cuticles. But that little scraper also has a little, what I call a little spoon side, where you can use that back side to also really get close in there to those cuticles. So I really like using that. Now you can see here, I'm just going to use my 100% pure acetone again. Now that we've cleaned up those cuticles, we are just going to use the acetone to get all of that leftover cuticle residue off of the nails, because we want to start with a smooth, um, clean nail bed when we get ready to apply these. So this also helps to do a second time for me to dehydrate the nails. You can see there all of the shine is gone, and they are very neat and ready for me to do this final step. So the last step is you want to kind of roughen up the nail bed a little bit. Right now it's really clean and smooth. I was going to start by using this little buffer, but I determined that it did not have a coarse enough side for me to really get in there and kind of put some texture to the nail bed. So I'm just going to use that file there. And the reason you want to do this is because by adding some texture or a little bit of coarseness to the nail bed, that gives the glue something to bond to. If it were all the way smooth, it would not bond as well as it's going to when you add a little bit of texture. So you're just gonna, not a rough texture, because you don't want to, once again, damage the nail beds, but you just want enough for the glue to have something to bond to. So now we're ready to go ahead and size our nails. So I'm going to go ahead and pick out my nails, and then you're going to see I'm going to take a break shortly and do that off camera. I'm just showing you there the number of nails that come in the pack. I believe it was 36 in this pack. And then, of course, we're going to once again use that Kiss glue. So we're getting ready to go ahead and open this pack of nails and size them so that we can go ahead and start applying them. So we're going to take a break and do that, and I will come back. Okay, so here we are back, and we have picked out our nails. So what I like to do, these, as you can see on the inside, they're really smooth. Now you can use them like that, especially if you are just doing a quick application and it's not something that you really want to last. But I want these, when I put them on, to really last until I'm ready to take them off. So what I like to do is take my little drill and go on the inside of the nail and make it a little coarse as well. Now you have to be careful doing this, because this, once again, is a very light touch. So you're not holding it in one place. You're doing it really lightly. If you are not comfortable doing this, or if you hold it in one place on that nail too long, it will affect the thickness of that area, which will make it also more likely to lift and crack and break. So you got to be really careful when you do that. And I'm just using this little drill that I got off of Amazon. This is a rechargeable drill. It works really well, especially for quick jobs like this. And you just hold it in there for a couple of seconds, making sure that you don't hold it in one spot. And as you can see, you can actually see there on the inside how it has put me some texture there. And I'm just showing you, how you definitely don't want to affect the thickness of the nail. You don't want to make it thin in that area, because then it will be likely to lift or break. So just a really light pressure when you do this. And I do this to all of the nails before I apply them. Okay, so now we're ready to go ahead and apply our nail. So we've got this wonderful Kiss glue. My first time using this PowerFlex glue, so I'm hoping for some longevity and not have any issues with this during the week. So what I like to do is I put a dab of glue on my own nail, and I'm going to show you that in just a second. And you should always start from the pinky and work your way towards the thumb. So you do the pinky to the forefinger on one hand, the pinky to the forefinger on the other hand, and then you always want to do the thumbs last. The reason for that is we use the thumb as we're applying all the other nails, so you want to do that last to give you a chance to use those thumbs to get good adhesion for the other ones. So we're going to put a small drop of glue on the nail and then just move it, spread it around, and then a small drop to the artificial nail, as you can see there. And then we're going to apply it. You want to hold it at a 45-degree angle, making sure it's all the way back to the cuticle, and then slowly press it down, slowly pressing it down so that helps to spread that glue even further. And then the key to good adhesion and bonding is once you press it down, do not lift your finger for at least 30 seconds. So another reason people have a lot of issues with bonding is they press it down, they immediately pick their finger up to kind of check to make sure it's in line, check to make sure see how it looks, and you have to hold it for at least 30 seconds so that the glue can bond. And that's what I'm doing there. And it's not the key is not how hard you're pressing. The key is to have consistent pressure. So it doesn't have to, break your finger, but you do want consistent pressure for at least 30 seconds. So now we're just going on to that second finger. I'm just going to let you watch here as I do a few more of those. You see the dot of glue on the artificial nail, 45-degree angle. Slowly press it down, and slowly, because that helps that glue to spread and make sure it's spreading over the entire nail. And then you hold it for 30 seconds. Do not lift your finger until you have counted to at least 30. Now, it won't hurt you to do it longer, but you got to do at least 30 seconds. That's what we're doing here. Just consistent pressure for at least 30 seconds. And then you're going to see that we got a good, strong bond. I'm loving the color. It's a good summer color. Pink is one of my favorite colors, so I knew I would love these nails. I do tend to wear shorter nails just because my job requires that I type a lot, and I've not mastered doing that with longer nails. So all of my nails tend to be a shorter length, unless of course I'm going to an event and I want to kind of step out of the box and do something a little bit lighter, a little bit longer. And I think you got a glimpse there of the amount of glue that I put into the artificial nail. I just put, a dot. So, I know that's always a question. How do you know how much glue to put? And it's really a trial and error. You don't want too much because you're going to have spillage, but you don't want too little because then it won't spread across the whole nail and give you a good bond. But one of the good things, if you do put too little in your artificial nail on that artificial nail tip, the good thing is you, following this process, you will have already put glue on your nail, and that will help, if you somehow don't put a lot or put enough on the artificial nail. So that's one reason why I like to put a little bit on my nail and then a little bit in the artificial. And if for some reason you put too much and you have some spillage, when I have that happen, and I do have that happen from time to time, then I just go ahead and take some acetone and clean it up while it's wet, before it dries, and just move on from there. So once again, here we're doing the 30-second holds, consistent pressure, and not lifting our finger for 30 seconds, making sure that we are doing that consistent pressure. Such a pretty color. Okay, and we're going to keep going until we have done from pinky to forefinger, as you can see there, and we left the 2 thumbs to do last. So now we're going to apply to my thumb on my nail, making sure that I spread a thin layer all the way around. You can kind of see how much I'm putting there. I'm covering the whole nail, but it is still a thin layer of glue. So you don't want thick, because if I put a thick layer, then it's going to give me some spillage on the sides. See that little dollop that I put on the inside of the artificial nail? Now we're going to do that 45-degree angle, and we're going to slowly press it down, slowly, because that helps to spread the glue. And then we're going to hold it for 30 seconds at least. I am just loving the color. This is my first time trying these nails, and I'm hoping that they are going to be they're going to hold up for the week. I know sometimes with some nails, you will have them split at the tip, especially when you use your hands for things like typing, typing on a keyboard. You're really hitting the tip of the nail a lot. So I'm hoping that these do not have that issue. Normally, if I wanted to wear these a little bit longer, then once I put the glue on the tip, I would have then dipped it in the acrylic powder, and that will help to make it stronger and more durable. That's just a trick for those of you who tend to like to wear your nails longer. With that acrylic powder, these nails could last me up to about 4 weeks. And I do apply nails in that way sometimes, but those are only when I'm putting on nails that I really don't want to change. So these I'm expecting to probably soak them off in about 2 weeks. So we're not going to do that method this time. And while we're finishing up, if you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And of course, I would appreciate a like as well, especially if you tend to like these types of videos. I do plan to come back with nails of the week videos and other videos. I want to share my press-on nail collection with you all, and other lifestyle and beauty videos as well. So if you are not subscribed, I would appreciate yours hitting that subscribe and like button. And I will be back for more fun videos. So we're just finishing that last nail there. As Just making sure we've held it for at least that 30 seconds, and I believe we have. So now we should be ready for our cuticle oil. And I have a ton of different cuticle oils, and as far as my collection, I don't have one that I like more than another. I just whichever one I reach for first, that's usually the one I use. So that's what you see me doing here, just putting that cuticle oil on. I do try to do this on a daily basis because this just helps to keep those cuticles nice and soft. And that's what you want when you get ready to apply your press-on nails. So there you go. You can see that cuticle oil still glistening, but it will soak on in. Just want you to see how gorgeous these nails are. That color is wonderful. The length is just what I need to be able to do my job. So I love the length as well. And there we have it. LA Girl Barbie Pink Nails. Thank you so much for watching.